What is up, you guys? My name is Nkosi and thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, go ahead and turn on my post notifications, which will notify you every single time I post a new video. So lately I've been noticing that you guys have been asking me, oh Nkosi, where do you take your Instagram pictures? Or like, how do you take your Instagram pictures? And today is your lucky day because I'm gonna give you guys the, a few little tips and tricks and a few little, scams. Oh no, I'm just joking. No, but for real, a lot of you guys have been asking me like, how do I take my Instagram pictures, or what are some of the techniques that I like to use in taking my Instagram pictures. If you don't know, I already did make a video about how I edit my Instagram pictures, and basically I still edit my pictures the same way, so nothing has changed for editing wise. So you guys could check that video out here, so I'll leave it somewhere around the video for you guys to go ahead and check out. But yeah, so this whole video is going to be about me showing you 3 different ways that you can spice up your Instagram, or 3 different photos I should say, that you can use to spice up your Instagram. And I'm also, being generous, and I'm going to give you guys a few tips and tricks on how you can, better your Instagram if that's what you want to do, because I know it's a lot of people who just don't care about their Instagram and they just post whatever. We're gonna dive into that later. But on a serious note, let's just jump right into it. So the infamous photo that I love to post on my Instagram is obviously the OOTD. This picture is basically just an outfit of the day, or it just showcases what you're wearing, and it showcases your style, and it gives your viewers and it gives your followers a sense of who you are in your fashion sense. And I love OOTD posts because I love fashion. So the first tip that I would like to give you guys on an outfit of the day is that whoever is taking your photo, whether it be your mom, your cousin, your friend, whoever is taking your picture, have them kneel down, actually kneel down on a lower level, because that way it just gives you a taller effect, and it also brings, it brings a depth into the picture that makes it pop even more, rather than it being the same angle, or the same level I should say. It just adds a little oomph to the picture. Now, not every outfit of the day picture you have to kneel down. For me, I like to switch it up. Sometimes I would have pictures of the person kneeling down, then I would have it leveled, or then I would have it, just switch it up. Have a feel for it. It's your Instagram. You do what you like with it, but just, make it vibey and make it relatable, So this next tip is what I always stress. Whichever lighting that you have, make sure that the lighting is facing you. Don't ever have the lighting behind you, whether it be the sunlight, natural light, or synthetic lighting, like a ring light, or any other type of light. Unless that's the type of effect that you want to give, go for it. But if you're trying to showcase your outfit, buddy, we do not want to see a shadow. We don't want to see all of that. We want to see that outfit. So have the light directing you, so we can see what you're wearing and you can showcase that outfit. And lastly, this is one that I love to do. If you guys check out my Instagram, you will notice it. But when you're taking your pictures, try not to direct your focus to the camera. Try to look off to the right, or try to look off to the left. It gives it that dramatic effect. And I know it sounds crazy, but when you're actually looking at the pictures, it's wow, rather than you just staring dead into the friggin' camera lens, look off into the distance. I don't know, dream about something. Dream about Jesus, or dream about flowers and bunnies, or I don't know. But look off into the distance. That's just your main focus. Don't look at the camera. Some pictures, yes, it requires you to look into the camera, but I try not to look into the camera because, it looks fake and it looks phony. I don't know. I just don't like looking into the camera unless I have to, you know. So next up we have the POV shots, which is the point of view shots, and then we have the flat lay shots. These two shots are similar but different in their own way. So basically what a POV shot, which is point of view, is basically you tilt the camera down and then you basically take a shot of your outfit, but the bottom half, if that makes sense. And then what a flat lay is just a bunch of random things put together to make, like, I don't know, an artsy picture, like whether it be your food or, like, I don't know, a glass of wine in your hand and a watch and a wallet or something, like, but it's flat and it's basically like a POV, like the person is looking down into your table. But yeah, if that makes sense. Like I said, I'm bad at explaining. So my first tip for these types of photos are to lay the camera as flat as possible. So when you're taking the picture, have it like this and lay it as flat as you can to give it that, you know, flat effect, and that it's directly looking down. So yeah, I just lay it flat over what I'm taking. If it's my POV shot, I'm taking it over my feet. If it's the flat lay, I'm taking it over whatever I'm taking a picture of. So yeah, just lay it as flat as you can and the picture comes out way much better than you angling it. I feel like when you angle it, it looks disgusting. I don't know. I'm OCD like that, so yeah, it has to be as flat as possible. Also, try to include as much outside pieces as you can. And what I mean by this is, like, if you include like a piece of a plant, like if you're standing next to a tree, or like include like your hand or like someone's hand close to you, or like your foot or your shoe behind it. Like, try to include as much outside things to make it more fun and creative and more relatable to your followers. I feel like it gives it more of that creative vibe to it, because when you don't, it just looks boring, it looks flat, you know, it looks plain, nobody really wants to see it, you know. But when you add those little bits and pieces to it, it tops it right off, I promise you. And the last tip for these types of photos, try to get as much as your outfit as possible. So since you're taking it flat, try to get most of the shirt and try to get, you know, your feet in it. So try to gather as much as the outfit as possible. It's not an OOTD post, but we still, you know, we still want to see that outfit, boo. Like, we still want to see if you're popping or not. So yeah, just include as much as the outfit as possible. And for flat lays, again, try to include as much as your focus. Whatever your focus is, make it that main focus. But the bits and pieces around it, you can cut it off a little bit, or you can slant it, you know, but whatever your main focus is, have that smack dab in the middle, you know, because if it's off on the side, then, you know, what are we looking at, you know? And then lastly, we have the filler photos. I don't know what to call these, so I just call them filler photos. These photos are just pictures that aren't of you. So these pictures are just filler photos, just like, you know, what's in the name. They're just photos that you would place on your feed, so it's just not much of you. Like, don't make yourself look like a self-conceited bitch. Like, okay, we get it, you look good, let's see, you know, a building, or let's see a palm tree. Like, those are the main two things that I like to post as a filler photo. I don't know why. Yeah. So yeah, the first tip, like I said, these photos do not include you. I don't know how much to stress that. Do not include yourself in a filler photo. It doesn't make sense. It's not called a filler photo if you're in it. It's called a filler photo for a reason. But yeah, it's not much tips for these pictures. I mean, these pictures, you could do whatever. You could go ham. You know, you could do POV shots for filler photos. You can do anything for filler photos. You can tilt up, pan down, whatever. As long as it's interesting to your viewer, hey, go for it. And lastly, I have about 5 Instagram tips for you guys that you can use to enhance your creativity with Instagram. I love Instagram, you know, I love to post, I love to be creative on Instagram, as you guys know. So yeah, here are the 5 tips that I'm gonna give to you guys. So get your notes, get your pens ready, because class is in session. So tip number 1, if you are trying out an Instagram feed, try that Instagram feed out as long as you can, or as long as possible. And the reason I say this is because you don't want to portray to your viewer that you're an indecisive ass person. No, but seriously, like, you don't want to seem like, you know, you're constantly changing up your vibe, or you're constantly changing up your feed, and that's okay. But I mean, don't do it too much. Now the next tip is once again about filler photos. I really stress filler photos because they're aesthetically pleasing to the viewer. Like I said, they're not always gonna want to see you, you know. I mean, yes, it's your Instagram, but you know, we want to see a little bit of different things, like what else is going on in your life, you know, what coffee are you drinking, where are you traveling, like we want to see that. So capture those moments and post it on your Instagram, because that way it brings in more viewers, in my opinion. It brings in more followers. It attracts people. That's what I'm trying to say. It attracts people. Now the third tip is to post great content. Now I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying, you know, you have to be Beyonce, but post great content, because I really hate it when people just, you know, post whatever and they, you know, they use whiteboarders and I mean, I'm not really a whiteboarder user, so I can't really trash talk it, but just post great content. Like, don't post blurry photos, like don't post photos where, you know, just post great content. That's all I'm trying to say, because if you're not posting great content, it makes it look like you don't care and I'm gonna unfollow you. Sorry. The next tip is to stay active. Stay as active as possible as you can. You know, I'm not saying stay on Instagram 24/7, because that's what I do. But I'm just saying stay active. Like pictures, comment on pictures, post frequently. I cannot stress this enough. Post frequently. If you're trying to grow a following, post frequently, because if you stop posting for like a month and then, you know, you come back wondering where your followers went, like your followers drop, trust me, it happens. It has happened to me. Like, post frequently, like people's pictures, grow a following. That's what it's all about. Just grow a fan base off of this app. Post frequently. It's just that simple. Post frequently, like, comment, just like that. And lastly, if you're not gonna do a theme, that's fine, but if you do have a theme, pick a theme that really feeds off of your vibe, or pick a theme that genuinely, you know, reflects off of who you are and what your brand is. You know, it's just too many times I've come across, you know, people's themes and it's like, oh, like that's that person, like it doesn't really relate to them, and that's okay. Maybe that's really like, you know, their creative style. But what I'm trying to say is, don't pick a theme and then 2 weeks later you're like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, pick a theme where you're really feeling it, and if you have a theme, stick to it. I cannot stress this enough. It's hard. It is tough to keep a theme, so stick to it. Trust me, it gets tough, but in the end, if you're a creative person like me and if you love to create these type of things, it's gonna, you know, make you feel better as a creator, as an artist, and I don't know, I just love it. So yeah, stay committed. I cannot stress that enough. Stay committed. So yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I really hope you guys found all of these tips and tricks, you know, helpful, and I hope to see you guys incorporate it in your Instagram feed. If you did, please go ahead and leave your Instagram down below and I'll be glad to follow you. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out all of my social medias, which will be down in the description box below. And as always, until next time, see you later.